So hello everybody, this is Sonia. Now I'm back on here again with the sample pieces. Mushroom, still haven't finished that one, but we're still, you can understand I'm doing this all at the same time and the same day. And haven't had a chance to do any more work on the other thing. So when I was doing this, I think when I was showing you at the beginning, I thought I showed you that we need to have some thicker pieces of thread. I don't know if I've got any rolled up in here. I'll just have to have a quick look. When I say thicker pieces, I mean this is a crochet one and it's a good thick piece, okay? This one here is not bad for what I want now. I'd rather find something that's a bit green, please. Hang on. A bit green, please. That's a bit green. It is. I don't think it's too thick. Might be good. I'll have a look at both of these and see what I think about it, okay? Plus we need a green thread as well of your embroidery cottons, okay? You need a bit of green embroidery thread, and I might be this other packet here in the box. I've got to find the right green. I'll have a think about green, don't I? And I've got to find the right one. Actually, this mightn't be too bad. Do you reckon that'll look alright? What did I do with them others? I had some this morning here that I put with my... I think that's this thing here. I think it's too thick to do it with. I don't know. I think it might be. I think it might be too thick to do that with. This thing keeps falling down on top of me, but anyway. Must be more thread green here somewhere. Love me green colours, that's not good. This is too green. I suppose it's not really too greens on you. That's not bad. Let me see. Yeah, that looks good. But then I like this. I like that, and so you can use wool, right? You can use a bit of wool, which, you know. Hang on a second. I've got these crochet ones in here. I don't know if I've got a green one. I had blue the other day. Remember that? Remember if there's a thick blue one. I don't know if I've got a thick green one. I like to keep my backgrounds pretty close to what colour I'm making it, because it's a lot easier then to cover and you're not getting into a bit of a state, you know, because you want to cover it really good. Anyway, I think I'm going to go with that and put this over the top of it, I think. I might do that, eh? Righto. So now today we're going to work on a stem for this flower. We're not going to make a very long one. We'll just make a small stem, like so. Because, you know, it's going to be here, say, when you think about the size. And so your stem can be coming down this way, so that way I can make this a panel like that when I've finished it. Just a tiny old line will draw down there on my piece of fabric, which I'm hoping that I get this right, because, you know, it's going to stay there, isn't it? There you go. How's that? Has a bit of a kick in it, because, and we'll see what else then we can do with it, okay? So you want a piece of this. Actually, I'm going to have two thicknesses, and I'm going to have it threaded on a big needle, which I did say to you that we were going to need a bigger needle for these sort of things. We need something thick enough that wool's going to go through. So this is the one here that I'm going to use after, that really thick one, right? So it's got a point on it, it's a sharp one, and it's got a good size hole in the top here. Okay, could be called a darning needle, you know, a bag needle, anything, something like that. But that's what that is, see? It's a beauty, and you need one of those. This thread should go through here. I need something that's all going to pull through behind it though, don't I? But I need to do it only once, or twice. So let's see what we're going to do. See if I can get through this. It's not very big. It's not got a very big end. Where's my pin? Oh, here it is. Here's your pin cushion, Sonia. Right, so now here's what I need. This is a good one. And he's pointy. And he could be considered a chenille one, but he's a bit, I think it's a chenille. So it's got a big hole in it, and it's got a pointy end. And so that's what you probably need, one of those. If you can find one, you should be able to. Now cut this off here and thread that. Okay. I'll be turn on the time. Make sure I'm recording. Right, good. Now, am I doing this straight? Is this... Sorry, people. I'm going to come back here a bit with this. A bit closer to me. There we go. That's better. So I don't have to lean across the way. Now, I'm going to have a piece of cotton coming through there. Something's sliding down, slides down on the floor. Okay. Pull this through the back to the back, Sonia. Now, I'm here trying to clean that bit off that I've done, so I'm sure it'll be fine. Now we need to thread up the piece that we're going to use for the stem. Well, the cover it, because we're covering that too now this time. So you want a fair bit, oh well, you want a bit of it, you know, you're going to... There you go. A long piece of cotton. You only want one strand again. If you start to make these with too many strands, they start to get bulky and it doesn't look as good. So we've got 2 pieces of this, right? There's 2 bits because I want to make it reasonably, well, won't be too thick by the time we're finished. So you want to come up through the back at the bottom of this. They've got through there all right. I'm going to make a knot in it now. Because I want to do that to keep hold of it, okay? Now, I'm going to leave it there, leave that there. Get your piece of cotton on your thread. And come up at the back, fair near there where you did that, where you come out with the other one. Try not to go through the knot. Now, you're going to take this and you're going to put it underneath this because we're going to wrap that. How many people have just turned that off? I wonder. We're going to wrap this around our cotton here. Righto, our piece of thing. We're going to wrap it around here because we're making you're just going under, pulling it down, and you want it to be right at the bottom too. You need to go right to the base, so you can't see anything else. Like I mean, you don't want to see this bit of stuff. Now we're not doing a blanket stitch. We're just wrapping it around it. Okay. Now I know our stem's not very long, so it's not going to take that long to do. And this is how I would do it. Well, I am doing it. And we need to do it this way because that's the way it works, I guess. So what you're doing is you're just wrapping that around this piece, going under there. You're not going through the fabric. You're definitely not going through the fabric. If you do that, your stem will be flat. And nobody wants a flat stem, do they? No, they don't. I think this might be for... anybody can do this. Just a little tiny bit of patience, and you know it's worth the outcome. It really is. It's definitely worth it. What you get. There you go. Look at that. Doesn't that look snazzy? Up there a bit. Some people really enjoy these sort of things, and then other people can't cope because they find it too hard. But you know what? Practice is how you get there. Just keep going. Just keep doing it. Now you can see where my little mark is, up there. Okay, not far to go. Well, you're going to be doing something with it. You're going to be fastening it down here in a minute, because you can't sort of... Now there's some reasons why you'd have 2 pieces of thread, and some reasons why you'd have 3. But I'm going to have to just go with this now, because I don't put every technique we're going to use into one thing. I'm just going to go a little bit further yet before I fasten it down, because you want it to be round. You know, you're making a dimensional thing, a 3-dimensional thing, so you want to make it to round, okay? And pull it reasonably tight, what you're doing, so it's hanging on to it, it's not going to get away. If you just keep going under like this, as easy as I'm thinking that you can do it, you know, because I don't really have a plan. I suppose you could pick it up and twist it around, but I don't know how that's going to work, because you're going to end up with your piece of work all twisted. Maybe you can do it and it won't, but anyway. Now, I'm going to have to turn this up this way so I can see where I put that line. Can you see that line? Goodness gracious me, it must have been awful pale, Sonya. I can't see it now. Put it down. Where'd it go? Up here. I'm going to try and make that a little bit darker so I can see where I'm going. Okay. We sort of didn't want that kicky out bit, but I don't know. It'll be right. Now what we do need to do is make sure that this comes up underneath where your flower's going to be. So you're going to put a petal down around over the top of that, okay? You get your flower. Now you keep this here threaded, because now it's all going to come it'll run up on top of me. Shouldn't have let it go, should I? Come on, I have to push that back down there now. Oh, that'd make you cry, wouldn't it? Why did that happen? Ah dear. After all that good work, after all that winding, I should have probably anchored it. Might have went too far without anchoring it down. Spun everything around and it all come running up the look at that. It all come running up there. Oh dear. Look at the rotten thing. You rotten thing. You can go that way. Why won't you go back down that way? Here's me telling you how easy this is, but it isn't hard really. I'm going to take that off there, because I'm not going to do it wrong. I'm not going to do it wrong. I'm not going to have it messy. No way. I've got to get it off now. Out there. You little rotter. I don't know how come that got away on me. Should have anchored it, like I said. Don't tell me I'm still rolling it. What are you doing, Sonya? Get it off. So, look what you can do if you've been doing it all these years. You can still do this. You can still muck it up. You know what? You cut that off there. You cut that off there. You make another knot. You pull it through again. And then you start again. Okay? You don't let that beat you. Get off there. Alright, now I've got this bit still. It's plenty long enough. Come up through here again. Make sure it doesn't get away on you this time. The bottom, this must have come unthreaded, and the knot mustn't have been big enough or something. Did I cut the knot off? I probably did. It's probably my fault. Look, there's the knot sitting there. I better cut that off. That's what happened. Do you reckon? It probably was. Okay, so here we go again. Because if that's tied down in there, that should be going to anchor down in that. So I really can't fast forward this, but I'm going to learn how, because there's a lot of things on that I'm going to show you that take a little while. But then again, if you sit there and look through it, watch it all, you can get the ideas, because I have some. Okay. Hope everybody's staying safe. I really do. Hope you're all out there and still staying safe, because we do still have to, and we probably will for the rest of our lives, have to be keeping ourselves safe and protected from all these bad things out there in the world. It could get us. Oh, come on. These germs are not good. I'm not turning this off because I'm not going to have to deal with this again, surely. What have I done here? Is this a piece that was there before? No, that's my bit. I've sewn through it. Look at me. I've sewn through there, haven't I? No. I don't know. Wait a minute. Nope, it's all right. It's going back down there. I'm going to see if I can show you how to wrap it a bit different. This is going to take forever. No, that's not going to work. There's going to be too many hands in the road. Too many hands. Anyway, it's everybody's choice whether they want to do this or not. But I think you should. I don't know. I think everybody should have a go at it. It's good fun. It is. You just got to get the hang of this and just beat it, that's all. And for some reason it doesn't want to work for me, does it? Okay. Now I'm going to anchor this first bit down so it doesn't keep getting away. I'm going to sew it down to the bottom, okay? Sew it on there. Now you can do this all the way up, or you can wrap it, which I want to wrap it. I don't want to hold it all the way down, but I'm going to take that bit and I'm going to hang on to it so it's going to stay there for me, hopefully. I think I've got another piece caught up in it, so I need to work my way around that so it doesn't look wrong. Okay. Let's push it down. Just don't get it hooked don't get it hooked in the... This is learning, okay? You're learning about this. This is all the things you can... that can go wrong, all right? Or things that can go right too. There's things that can go right, so let's not worry. Let's push it down. It's not as easy to do as the wire, obviously. And yes, if you wanted to, I suppose you could put wire in there, but this is just on me doing it. This is like a wrapped couching thing, I suppose, because you're going to wrap it and then you're going to fasten it down to where you want it to be, which I'm doing that right now because I can't handle it just driving around here on me anymore. I do not want to have to turn this video off because I want to do this. Now, because that's not wrapped real dainty, I'm going to go back and I'm going to go underneath that to do a bit more underneath stuff. I'll keep it down flat and keep it going underneath. Underneath it, rightio. Go underneath. Down further here. Oh dear, no wonder I'm hot. They've got the heater going in here. I'm wondering why I was getting so hot. I'll have to turn that off. That and the fact that I'm getting a bit flustered. So I've been on here for 10 minutes showing you how to muck things up. But anyway, I'm going to keep going because I haven't got time for... You'll probably miss out on a video this week because I'm not going to be able to do this. Maybe I will be able to tomorrow or the next day. I don't know yet. I hope not. See, I keep on catching this stuff. Okay. I keep on catching the wool, and I've got to stop doing that because that's ruining it on me. Okay. So let's try this again with the calmness. Try to be calm. Try to stay calm. Maybe I'll do what I do the other time, go under backwards. So the thread, I don't go through the thread to that piece of wool. Okay, right. Now this might work better. Now it has got a few little bumps on it. But you know your flower stem could have a few little bumps on it, couldn't it? But you want to make it as nice and smooth as you can. If you can do it nice and smooth, that's a really good thing. But if it's got a few bumps, we're not going to be worried about that. I mean, I haven't done this for many, many years. I mean, even, I don't know, probably 20 years since I've had to go at something like this. But that's okay. You can pick up things, they say, so... Well, it might be like riding a bike, but I can't do that. I've never ridden a bike in my life, only a motorbike. I know, isn't that strange? I rode a motorbike, round up the cows in the morning, yeah, fall off the damn thing in the mud, stopping at the gate. It was fun, though, I guess. It was good. It was good fun, I guess. It's good fun. It was. It was them days, I suppose, in the olden days when things were different in the world. I used to actually go to do that, and then I went to my daytime job after we did that. So you had to bring home the cows. Never lived on the dairy, just worked there. Just worked on the dairy, milking cows and baling hay and stuff like that. The farm employed a lot of us young people, so that was good. But I had 2 jobs. I had a day, like, had to go and then used to have to go and get a shower and get changed and go to work. The other job, that didn't worry us. We did that. It was fun. we did it, you know, and it was good fun. I'm watching Poldark now on BritBox, I think it's called. We got that on there, and it's a BBC story. It's really good. I like it. It's set back in the 1700s, I think. 17 something. Yeah, and I don't mind that at all. It's pretty good. Pretty good story. It's kind of my sort of thing that I like. It's calm, and it's not got all that weird things in it, and it's got, I suppose, got a lot of jealousy in that in it. It's really, you know, if you ever go and watch it, there's one of the blokes in there feeding. Yeah, you all know where it is. And it's throttling, I tell you. He's shocking, man. I don't mean to say that, it's not good. But I didn't mean that. I meant, you know, he's really rotten. Really rotten. But sometimes them rotten people don't get their just desserts, do they? He's been really cruel to people. But anyway, you'll have to go watch it and you see what it's like. There's some really good characters in it. Okay, so I'm going down. I'm hooning along here flat out now. I think I'm going really well now because I've been every now and again, every about a quarter of an inch, I suppose, I've been sewing it down to the piece of material. I have, see. Isn't this fun? I do enjoy it. Once I get past the initial, you know, I don't like this. This is the scary part. It's really good. I know this little stems a little bit, but it's not got any bad bits on it. It's not going to be bad for the flower. It's not rotten or anything, so that's good. Yeah. I went back to sleep this morning for a while, even though I have been sleeping a bit better just lately. A bit more cosy in the winter time, I suppose I am. Don't know what the idea of that is, but I seem to be doing a lot better. I shouldn't talk too soon though, because sometimes you do and then things just go haywire on you, don't they? Now I've just gone back down through the back, and I'm going to come up again. So I'm putting this on a... Right. Now this is going to go down in here, okay? So I'm going to put it down there now, because I can just leave enough through. It'll have to shape, okay? Now to make a thing with pieces coming out on there is fun too, because we've got to, and I'll show you that as well on something soon, I think. Now if I got hold of that a bit better now that it's up in there, probably could have put that up there before, but you never know. I'm a bit worried about that dog next door, I really do. I said to Jeremy, you could throw him a bit of food, but you don't want to do that because she might get into trouble. She would try and poison him or something. That's not very nice, you shouldn't have said that either. Ah, dear. Every night he starts barking really bad. I hope the poor thing's not too cold. Our dog has a plastic container, and in the plastic container she has a wool blanket. And in the wool blanket she's made herself Jeremy said she's made herself this little cave, which she must go in there and pull it over the top of herself. He actually he fastened some mat in it too, because she had a very bad habit of dragging the things out of there all the time. I think she's understanding now that it's too cold to be doing that. And she's also in the shed in the thing, so she's in the shed under the what do you call it? Bench, under his bench, in a container, under the blanket. I think she should be right. She's used to being out there. She's 11 years old, and that's where she sleeps because she's an outside dog. She's only little, but we're too old to have her in here. Oh, well, too old when I say, because she can tip me over or anything. She's lovely. She's a nice little pup. You see her. She works up the yard pretty good. She's always up the yard helping Jeremy. He'll walk along and she's going, he go one foot and she'll go beyond that foot, and then he'll go that foot and she'll go beyond that foot. And oh dear, I hope you can see what I'm doing. Well, you know what I'm doing anyway. I started off showing you, but then again I mustn't be showing you now, am I? Ah, no, wicked. Sorry about this. But anyway, we're getting there, aren't we? Nearly done. Only got a bit to go. Oh dear, don't come unthreaded, please. Just stay there. Only got a bit to go, so I might end this off there and make sure that the rest of it's underneath the petal, so you can't see what's going on with that. And I'm going to tie this to this bit of wool, make a knot, so they don't come undone. So, and the reason, see, for the padding is because you're going to have these high bits behind here. When you do it, you're going to have them lumpy bits. Now, that doesn't look too bad, does it? I hope you think so, anyway. I hope you think it looks all right. I don't know why I'm sitting sideways, but I am. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to take this off here. I think we've got a bit of time to go yet, and then we're going to... So what you want to do is you want to cut all these knots off the back. So cut your knots off so you can get hold of the... See this green? Take the green off. It doesn't matter what colour, but it's not the colour of what you're doing, is it? And you cut this bit off here too. So then you've got that. So once you pull that off, and you take off this piece of sticky, just the top one, you've got a petal thing. Look, see? And you should have these pieces long enough. They have to be long enough. Let them stay long enough, please. Now I'm going to cut my pieces of wire to the same length, which is there. See that? Where's them scissors? What do I do with those? Here. You can use a pair of pliers or wire, doesn't really matter. I don't think these are all right to do this. I'm not going to worry about that. Okay, so now I want to wrap this around here a bit, get it out of the way. All them feathery bits, righto. So you want to find out where, so then all you've got left on here is this piece to start to do another one, okay? Now, if you're going to have your petal coming down over that piece there that you haven't done, you want to make this up here about there, your centre. A bit of a mark on that. There's your centre piece, okay? Now, ordinarily I would have them all ready to do this, but I can just do one and show you how to put it on, and then you can do yours. So you've got this, and it's all higgledy-piggledy, and I'm going to put a bit of glue on that. But I want something that's going to dry today sometime, so I might just use a bit of this. Eh? Because we haven't got time for waiting too long for glue to dry. Push it all together. That off like that. It should be right at the end though. You shouldn't have any hanging over the end of your wire. It'll make life a lot easier for you. Because now we're going to put this onto there with our father needle. Now when I learnt to do this, I seen it in a book, and it wasn't easy, let me tell you, just follow what was in the book. So what you do is you've got this big needle, and it's got a fairly big eye in it, and you push the needle down through the hole, right, and you put it down halfway, probably about halfway through where your hole's still out there, and there's some still out the back. You get your piece here and you push it down into that hole, and you pull this. Maybe the hole's not big enough. Wait a minute, I think I've got a bit fatter one here, I don't know. Here's a thicker one. Here's a thicker one. You need a good size hole. So let's do this again. Push it down in there. Right, yeah, it is a lot bigger, this is. Good. I hope you can all find one of these big needles. And you push it in there, and then you get your wire and you put it down in that, and you pull it, and it should come through. You know why it's not? Because this stuff that I've got at the back of it's really tightly woven, and I shouldn't have put that on there, so don't you use it. You want something that's more open in the back. It'll go through the top bit, but it's not going through here because it's just too tight. I'm going to try it again. You need to make sure that this bottom bit's open. See? And it's all lapping over, because I'm glad I found all these mistakes for you today. I really am. Because there's nothing worse than if you do it something and you get it wrong and you think, oh, well, I'm not doing it right. Well, you are. It's just not that it's the thing that you're working with that's playing up on you. Right, so you can see now that that's come out through there. And you want to put this down in here. Whoops. Wait a minute, don't take off on me. You put that down in there, because this is making you a hole to push that through, okay? That's what you're doing. Yeah. I promise you it's not that hard. If I'd have been doing it, you weren't looking, it probably went through straight away for me. So you're sort of lining it up into there while you're making the hole, and you're pushing that through. It's just going to give me a bit of a time, to upset me, isn't it? So there you look. I got it. It's in there. See? In there. And when I get the rest of them there, I will fasten it down. And then you can make it go whichever way you want. The next one, you want to put it in a little bit further over and a little bit further, like this, you know, you want to put them in, because you want to put a centre in that, and so we'll just use probably the turkey work for the centre or something for it. Okay, so that's nearly time. So even if these aren't very long, I still will be able to show you lots of different things to do, and because then you can put something for the leaves and that if you want to. But if you make 5 of these and just put them around, see how you go. I'll be back on again soon. Maybe I'll miss a day, I don't know yet. See how I go. Because I do have to make the tag too, the other tag that I have to work on. But that's how you're going to be doing number 2. So that'll be number 2 of your so this here needs something behind it as well. So let's put something behind all of them, all right? Because that looks so much better. But we're going to use something that's better than what we've got on there. So I need to find my thicker something in the way of fabric to put behind it. And then I'm going to do my little mushroom and I'll finish that and show you how that worked. Because I think I might leave that little bloke like he is and just make one there exactly the same, okay? So I hope you have fun doing your flower and your stem. I'm sorry the stem was a bit tricky, but anyway, you could just wiggle him wherever you want him to go, that stem, but it keeps it round. If you want to sew it on there flat, well, you know, that's still not the thing that we're doing. That's kind of defeating the purpose, isn't it? But anyway, so I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll come back on and show you how to put more petals on that one. I think we do more petals. We definitely will be doing more petals. And I'll talk to you later, so have a good day. Bye-bye.